Hello you lovely Mario Maker person, my name is Ceave and welcome back. I've been playing some Mario Maker stages yesterday and I stumbled across one of the best levels I've ever played in Mario Maker. The stage won the Level of the Week contest on Reddit a while ago and it totally blew my mind. So today I'll be showcasing this stage for you. The stage I'm talking about is called 8 minutes, 5 numbers, 1 code, and it's amazing. The stage is a ghost house-like Zelda level with a unique twist. At the beginning of the stage you enter a room, which is basically a huge combination lock. Link needs to trigger 5 of these questioner blocks in the right order so that he gets the key which allows him to leave the stage. If he wants to learn the code, he needs to survive 8 mini challenges, which tell him the code step by step. Not only is this combination lock one of the coolest things I ever saw done in Mario Maker, but the 8 mini challenges are really creative and executed great. So you're ready? Let's take a look at this. The level starts with a really unique start sign and a small path to the main hub of the stage. This room is the huge combination lock. There are 8 questioner blocks Link can trigger, but only 5 of them are right and he needs to trigger them in the right order as well. This makes this lock extremely safe. If I did the math right, the chance of getting the right combination by accident is about 0.015% or 1 in 6,720 tries. That's pretty safe for a Mario Maker lock. Luckily, we don't have to find the code by trial and error, but by defeating the 8 mini challenges. Remember how this room looked like? We will re-enter this area often and every time we come back here, some small things change, which will tell us the code. The door to the left leads us to 4 different paths, and so does the door to the right as well. We have to go through all 8 paths if we want to learn the combination, and we start with this one here. To the right is a jump Link can't make without help. Luckily there is a way for him to transport this spring. All he needs to do is to trigger this power block and the spring starts magically to move to the right. Once Link made the jump, he has to trigger this spiky, wait for a moment, and then the magic starts to happen. Once we re-enter the room I just showed you, the huge block transformed into a 3. This tells us that the questioner block at the top is the 3rd one we have to trigger if we want to enter the code. I'll explain how this and how the lock works once we are ready to enter the code, but first we need to take the other 7 paths to learn it. Here Link has to manipulate the position of a flying dry bone using a spring so that he is able to reach the 2nd decoder station. The 3rd challenge is really cool as well. If Link triggers this block, the Wiggler gets pushed to the right and forces the Thwomp to follow him, which pushes the Bullet Blaster build to the right as well. Now all our little wielder of the Master Sword has to do is to make the Thwomp angry, so that the Bullet Blaster is no longer blocked and shoots a spring, which transforms the angry Thwomp into an elevator. Now the first 3 numbers are decoded. The block on the top is the 3rd one and the block in the upper left corner the 1st one to trigger. The one on the left is wrong as there is no number shown for him. Alright, let's find out what the next pre-decoder challenge is. Here Link has to trigger a Thwomp Wiggler setup similar to the one before. This time he needs to anger the Thwomp at the right moment so that the questionnaire blocks get triggered and vines start to grow. Once all vines escaped from their block prison, Link is able to climb to the right where the next decoder station awaits him. We decoded the 4 numbers on the left now, only 4 more to go. Another thing I want to point out is how amazed I am that RagnarokX found a way to wire the 8 paths up so that each path represents the number which it decodes. I can't imagine how incredibly complicated it was to come up with a path layout while still finding space for the 8 challenges. This challenge is a rather simple one. All Link needs to do is to time his jumps carefully and he's able to decode the 5th number. The 6th challenge uses a trapped Thwomp once again, but this time there is no Wiggler to push the angry stone face around. Luckily Link doesn't need no Wiggler this time, as he's able to transport the Thwomp on his own as well. Alright, let's speed things up a little bit. There are only 2 more numbers to decode and then we're finally able to know the code and we'll take a look at how the ridiculously complicated combination lock works. For challenge number 7, we need to shoot with a clown car towards blocks which we can't see. And for challenge number 8, we need to anger another Thwomp who gets pushed around so that we grow a vine platform. Looks like today isn't the best day for Thwomps as they get pushed around a lot. Alright, that was the last number we had to decode. Before we enter the code, let's take a look at how this stage actually works. So this is what's going on top of the lock. This mechanic is a little bit complicated, but I'll try my best to explain this for you. The real hero of this lock story is this little Bob-omb. While we played through the level, he sat there and dreamed. He dreamed a dream that one day he would be able to explode in such a way that his best friend the Key could be freed from his prison. He really thought this through and came up with a plan, but while our small Bob-omb plans on doing the main part of this rescue mission on his own, he needs help from some stranger. This stranger would need to find a way to push the bullet bill on which he stands into the air so that the spring would throw him to the left. If the blaster he would be standing on then gets pushed as well, he would bounce off this spring and drop into this little hole. Then someone would have to push this bullet bill so that this spring jumps upwards and pushes the heroic Bob-omb into this spring, which would bounce him into this hole. Then this blaster needs to be pushed so that our small walking bomb gets pushed into the one-way door and explodes, destroying this block, which would allow this muncher to fall down, destroying this Bob-omb, which would destroy these blocks. Then only this blaster needs to be pushed into this shell, which would be pushed into this spring and afterwards towards the prison, in which his friend the Key is trapped. Yes, it would be actually this easy, but there are so many things that can go wrong. If for example this bullet blaster bill gets pushed, it would become impossible for the Bob-omb to ever explode. But not only this, the 5 blasters need to be pushed in the right order as well. He knows that his chances are very small, but maybe one day someone comes and helps him. Okay, so that was the complicated part. Let's find out what makes the numbers appear. Luckily, this is way easier. In some of these blocks are vines and in others there aren't. Once the blocks get decoded by the Spiny, they all disappear, but blocks containing vines reappear once the room is loaded. But the blocks without vines don't. So let's finally enter the code and see if it works. We need to remember which questionnaire block needs to be triggered when, but luckily those are only 5 positions to remember. It's this one, into this one, into this one, into this one, into that one. And hooray! We got the key! Now we are finally able to end this amazing level. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you enjoyed this video, as I never showcased the stage before and plan on doing this every once in a while from now on. I hope you have a wonderful day and to see you soon. Goodbye!